So, yo, what's good? How's it going? Look, I'm glad you're here. My name is Albert Williams III, and welcome to the Uncommon Legend Experience. And today, have a guest, Patrice here. Patrice, tell everybody who you are, what you do, just a couple little things about yourself.
Okay, hi. My name is Patrice Thomas Ellison, and my Lord, I wear so many hats, but I'll give you just a little snippet of it.
You got all the things.
Yes. So here in Statesboro, I'm the owner of Salon, Ambiance, and Spa, and I'm a cosmetologist. And actually, and I'm a nurse too, and that's another side of it. And it's think I'm my personal nurse. But right now, I'm leaning in more with my cosmetology, and right here in Statesboro on Main Street. So yes.
Yeah. So I met Patrice about almost a year ago. I was saying a couple of years, but like almost a year ago. I met Patrice, and my wife was actually coming here to do like a whole like facial like experience, what have you. I was coming here to read my book and mind my business because I was tired. But I came and sat, and Patrice was like, "Oh, you should totally join. This could be like a whole couples thing." And I was like, "I ain't trying to do it." And at that time, I hadn't started my locks, and Patrice does my locks. So if you ever see me looking good, it's because of Patrice. But so we were sitting here talking, and we just kind of like just talked about life and everything. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll give it a shot. And so one thing about Patrice is I admire her work because one, I'm part of that, like we've already discussed. So if you're in Statesboro, you should definitely come here, get your hair done. She'll do your lashes. I'm not getting my lashes, but she'll do your lashes. Cosmetology. How did you get into that? Like, what made you want to go into it?
Oh my goodness! It actually comes from a whole line of women in my family.
Oh wow!
Most definitely my mom, and she was back in the era when they had the Marcel irons.
Oh wow!
She used to straighten our hair.
Oh.
And curl and all that type stuff, and they actually really was the ones around here that ladies would come. They would get their hair back then. Like we're back to it now. That you put little wig pieces on there. My mom used to curl it, and they put them on. My mother was one, so I was inspired by them. My mom to doing hair. And I left Statesboro. I was like, oh, such a small town.
Right, yeah.
And I went following behind my sister, and they were in North Dakota.
Yeah.
And people don't believe that, sir, but it's so true. And we went up there, and I was like, you know what? I need to do something, And I was like, just go to cosmetology school. So I went to school and took my cosmetology school up in North Dakota.
Yeah.
And graduated and worked up there. And when I came back here, it was just a no-brainer. Hey, this fall into what you went to school for. So it's falling, I think, like more of an old passion that I had. But I didn't know that I had.
Yeah. So like ultimately, this is something you were cultivating, didn't quite know you were cultivating like a whole time.
Absolutely.
So with that, like when I know for me, when I come and get my hair done, it is a time for me to just like sit and just be. Something we've talked about is just, your whole salon ambiance and spa, right? Like why did you want to kind of create that ambiance for people? Like what made you want to do that?
Thank you for asking that so much, because this actual name has been with me for a long time. Because I desired to have my own salon, like way back when I first came back, and that was in my 20s or 30s, and whatever.
It was just a couple years ago. It was just
why he's the best.
Yeah,
you see why he gets
a couple years ago.
He gets my best service. You see, and so I'm always desired, and so and that thing was with me. So when I finally got an opportunity to open up my own, so I was like, let me use that name, Salon Ambiance. But it was like I wanted to create an ambiance. And I wanted spa-like feeling with it. And I wanted that relaxation. And of course, most definitely self-care, And so I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
Do Salon Ambiance and Spa,
Wow.
Put it all in.
Yeah. So like the whole purpose is to create that ambiance. For me personally, I come here and like I might fall asleep, but like because it's relaxing, it's supposed to be that. And I think one of the things, like you've mentioned, like it's like you come here and it's more than just that, right? Because like this is your craft, like this is like what you love doing,
Yes.
you know, and
Yes,
it's like
absolutely.
ultimately, you know,
Yes.
part of like this podcast is really like highlighting like people like yourself, you know, like you're a small business owner, you know, you're an entrepreneur, right? Like you're doing the things, and it was like you're not just like doing it for you. You know, like you're doing this to like serve others and to like help others. And, you know, I think that's really awesome. And,
Yes.
you know, I think one of the big things that we miss out on in the world because it's super polarizing, right? Like you turn on the news, there's something
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah.
You turn on the TV, there's something negative, right?
Yes.
You watch your favorite TV show, you're like, dadgum, I can't escape like all this negativity.
That's right.
So like every time I come in here, like, yes, you still have like life, right? You still have troubles, you have woes, but you always try to circle back around, and I know that's due to faith, right?
Oh,
So
yes,
like
definitely.
speak on that a little bit. Like why is your faith so important, not just like with you in your life, but like even in the work that you're doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, mine is based off faith. And, you know, for you to say that it's a service, I thank you for bringing that up because I don't see it as that. You know, but it is a service to it's so much more
Right.
than hair. It is so much. And just to speak to when you come in, Albert, I know that when you come in, sometimes it's like you barely can get in because you're so busy and everything.
Yeah.
And I always feel like if I can just get in the chair
Yeah.
and poor fellas like, I got hair up, I got to be back out. And I was like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
just sit in the chair,
Yeah.
relaxing,
Yeah.
you know. And then, like with the stress of that day, when you lay back in that car in the chair, and for me to shampoo you, I feel
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let me wash some of these worries away.
Yeah.
Let me get some of this out.
Look,
Let
that
me
shampoo
relax.
bowl, and it's more than dirt back there. That's coming out my head.
Right.
Yeah, it's something happening back there.
Yes,
Because
yes.
that's you
Absolutely.
know, that's so real. So yeah, continue. I'm sorry, I didn't want to.
not a problem. And you know, and I do want to be of service to anyone.
Right.
And I was like, I always felt like if I can just get you in my chair,
Yeah.
I promise you, it's gonna be so much more. You're gonna be more relaxed. You're
Right.
gonna be you're gonna get some things off your chest. You're gonna talk about it. You're gonna relax. And overall, I trust God, and I do, and I trust God with everything. And I pray. I was like, God, you know, send me some good clients. Some bad. Send me clients.
Yeah,
Those are the
right.
ones that you need. Now, and I get some rough clients, but by the time they get out of my chair,
Yeah.
you know, they're more relaxed, you know, and I
Yeah.
can relate to them. I can understand. So yes, I do. And I wanted to create just that, like I said, that ambiance of everything. I wanted to be a place outside of the chaos of your day, outside of everything you got going on, that this
Right.
is the one place at least I can come, you know, for an hour or two, that I can just relax, you know, and lay my head, let my hair down,
Right.
let my hair down.
Yeah.
And just really relax and just let me talk about whatever's on my heart. It's a safe space. You talk to me about it. Hey, by the time we get through with it,
Yeah.
I've probably forgotten it. It's not going no place. It's
Right.
just that. That's
Yeah.
what it is. And I can know sometimes when you come in, Albert, it's even with me, I should share things with you. And
Right.
it's like, wow, I even feel so much better. So
Yeah.
to me, like I say, I don't feel like I'm doing I'm serving you.
Right.
I feel like it's a combination. I feel like I get as much out of it as you get out of it. So
Yeah.
it is so much more than hair. It is.
Yeah, so it's like a mutual kind of service. Like, you know, it's like one, yes, you're like serving because like this
Yes.
is your service, but also like you are also like receiving, you know, just by that person's like presence.
Their presence,
and
that's right.
you know, that's huge. Like in a day and time where like social media, even like YouTube or TV, like, you know, or just day-to-day life, right? We're not really like that present, but like I think it's very interesting that in the beauty shop, in the salon, you know, or the barbershop, wherever, you know, you go get your hair done, like it's presence.
That's right. The
Yeah.
presence, yes. And, you know, and for you to say that, you're right. Because I've been working a lot on, like, you know, being in the moment and being there and being present, really, really being present, because I need to feel you, because the energy, it comes, and believe it or not, it's energy in your hair. Sometimes you can have trauma in your hair. You can have disappointment. You can have frustrations. You can have all that stuff. Once you really find like, let down, and I keep saying literally let your hair down.
Right.
I really do mean that.
Yeah,
Let your hair down, and when you lay back in that sink and you get that shampoo, I really do want to wash that away.
Right.
Let's wash away the stress. Let's
Yeah.
wash away all the chaos of the day. Let's get it out of our shoulders. Get it out your hair.
Yeah.
And let's start afresh. Let's start new.
Right.
So yes, it is, and being present in the moment. To even sometimes, I have clients that just want to talk. They just want somewhere just to vent.
Yeah.
And someone wants to rant. But whatever it is,
Right.
I'm there for you. Hey, come on, let's do it. Talk about it. And
Yeah.
I really feel like let's talk about it. Let's get it off your chest. Because when you walk out, I want your spirit to be light,
Right.
because your hair is going to be gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
gorgeous. So your spirit might as well, let's all combine it together. Let's just
Yeah.
all have your spirits, minds, and soul and all that. Let's get it all together.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife, Kat, and if you watch this, Kat, she always loves when I come home because she's like, "You go to Patrice?" Like, yeah. And,
Yes, that's my girl.
Kat's awesome.
Yes.
And I love you, sweetheart, for watching this. And I hope you share it because it's hard out here trying to get views in these streets of YouTube and Spotify and all that.
Yes,
But
yes.
all jokes aside, like, so you've been like building this like business, this service, right? And like you're serving, right? You're loving through what you're doing, and you just said like you're receiving something too.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to somebody that was in a position where they felt like they had a lot to give but nowhere to start?
Oh, wow. Are you reading me like a book? I would say to them, honestly, it is sound like my story. I felt like I had so much to give.
Right.
I didn't have no place. Or I had places, but it still didn't fit me. And I went through a time in my life when I could only do hair between the school hours because I had to hurry up and get the kids to school,
Yeah.
go do my job, and then come back and see
Yeah.
about kids. So that played a place in there.
Right.
So what I would say to that person is continue to believe. Come see me.
Yeah, go see her. Go see her. Yeah.
Come see me because I will give you the opportunity.
Yeah.
I will give you the opportunity. Yes, am I looking for stylists and cosmetologists and barbers and estheticians, makeup artists, all these tattoo artists. I'm looking for ones that already have it together. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it together,
Right.
come see me. You have
Yeah.
a place here.
Yeah.
Because I've been that person where I wanted just an opportunity hey, if I can just get this place and not just get it, if someone would I need someone to sponsor me, please just let me have a business so I can start it and really
Right.
make this thing go. So I was telling, continue to believe in yourself, continue to trust God, trust the process of it because it's going to happen for you. If you want it, it's going to happen for you.
Right.
You might think it didn't happen in the time frame that you needed, but you keep working at it and it will happen.
Yeah.
And again, I'm very serious. Come see me.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are you with this? Are you want to be the stylist? Are you want to be the owner? Are you want to be the management? Or you just want to just step back and run a business or however you want to? Because I have a plethora of people that work with me, and now I'm connected with Albert. I know I got it. So many people that can work together to see it happen. So I think, just keep on working, come see me, and let's work to what the opportunities are available for you.
Right.
Even if you're on the ground and don't have your license or anything like that, but you have a desire.
Right.
Because we can roadmap you
Yeah.
to where you want to be.
Right.
I feel like don't just give up because money's not always what's going to get you there.
Right.
Yes, it's a big part of it. I won't downplay that part of it, but to tell you, I've been sustained through this business, and I know it's been my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ, that has been
Right.
sustaining me over 5 years because I have not had the most customers here, haven't had the biggest staff, but through it all, I've been sustained, and I know it's because of my Savior, Jesus Christ, is doing it, and because I trust Him, and I rely on Him. And there are times when I have not relied as much as I should have,
Right.
But through it all, on my light days or my light years, He's been sustaining me
Right.
through my really, really busy time.
Yeah.
I know it's Him, but it's just trust that process. Stay, as they say, stay down.
Yeah.
Stay down.
Yeah.
Stay believing.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So yes, absolutely. So to that person, keep believing, keep on trying, keep on working. It's gonna happen. It will happen.
Yeah.
It will.
Man, yeah. I think it's so, because I'm a person that's, in ministry, vocation wise. That's what I do. So to like hear you talk about your faith and understanding that is like the one driving force, right? Sustaining you. Cause you can have $1 in a dream and you can have that all day, but if you don't have something deeper within yourself,
that's so
like,
true.
I think that's really all. So like, how has your faith, like before, during, like all the seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like how and why should somebody like trust in God, right? Like why should someone put in their faith? Because I could talk about it all day,
yes.
right? People like, oh great, yes, you go and study this and read it all the time. Something me and Kat talk about all the time is like you have all this knowledge because you're studying it, like that's what you do for a job. But also I'm like, but I still have to do it, like, so for you, and we've had conversations, like Patrice is like super knowledgeable, right? In terms of like scripture and understanding like our faith, like we're all growing and learning, but like she too is knowledgeable. Like how has your knowledge of your faith and then having said faith, how has that like pushed you to have that, I guess, resiliency?
Thank you. Oh my goodness. It has been a real growing process for me. When I got a job, I knew, let's say the job.
It's a job too.
It gets to be a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, I opened it, but now it's another job.
I want to be an owner. That I am. I trust God through the process, and I was hounding my sons, my oldest sons. Shout out to my son Ryan. Shout out to my son Ricky, and Raquel. He was already in Atlanta. I just called him. He's my phone ministry one. Man. And I really wanted a place. And I used to say, well, God, I wanted this place, and I just really aggravated God in a way, and I was more aggravating than believing. And I wanted a place. There was several places I wanted so bad, and I was willing to pay or really go into debt to really get it because I really wanted it. And I felt like this is my time. I'm gonna make it happen. And that was not good. And I tried different places, and finally, my son Ricky was up in Atlanta. I said, sweetheart, I want you to go with me to help sign with me to get a place. And he was willing to do that. And then he called me on the phone. He said, Mama, he said, there's a place. And then he was telling me, I said, I already know. I finished the sentence for him. I said, babe, I already got it. And then my oldest son, Ryan, he's the one, he championed me through this thing. Yeah. And I told him, I said, look, I have something for you. And after me and Ricky talked on the phone, he was telling me where to go. And I had told him at the time, I said, baby, I already talked to the realtor and I have it. Now, at that time, I was sort of kind of trying to make it happen for myself.
Right.
I believed in God, but I wasn't really trusting. Not like that. Yeah. It wasn't until this particular place where we are sitting now came open that I knew then that it was for me. My daughter, Robin, told me, she said, Mama, you got hung up on this one place. She's like, and you just gave up. You're not even looking anymore. And when my son, again, when Ricky called me and said a place, and I was like, I already talked to the lady and I've signed the lease. And I was like, my God, it broke me down back to my foundation, to trust and to believe God. Because the place I was trying was like, they were like $4,000 and $5,000, and I was willing to do whatever. And they needed a lot of work. I was like, ooh, I want it so bad, I'm willing to do that. But that wasn't for me. That's not what God wanted for me. Yeah. And when I found this place, I was like, God, I thank you. I humbled myself because I felt like, I was trying all this other stuff. And I was like, but that's not what you wanted. You wanted me right here. And I'm like, my God, you got me on Main Street. You got me on a place. I said, it's affordable. Everything just fell in place. And it was just so right that I had to come back to my faith and ask God to forgive me. I had to ask for forgiveness because I'm like, I wasn't trusting you. I was just going on my own strength. Right. And then as I walked through the doors, I was just so humble. Oh my God. And it just really opened me up to trust God more and trust not to lean to my own understanding,
Right.
to trust him and trust when I say that process. The process of trusting God, you won't see it. You won't know it. It's not in your own understanding. It's in what just trusting him. It's called that blind faith to not know. And so I want to put this part in because it's the most important part. And I told my son, come on, I want to show you somewhere. And I want to take you somewhere. And I was going live. I was live on Facebook with him. I want to show you something. I opened it and say, what are you doing, Mama? And he always like, you're not going to do it. You're not. He was like, he started like, and I think he used that to try to motivate me. I don't need that type of motivation. And when I opened, I gave him the keys to open the door. He said, Mama, he just couldn't believe it. He was just so happy. And how he expressed himself with the happiness and the gratefulness is how I felt inside. And I was just so happy. You know, he started crying. He had tears because he knew it was such a long journey for me. It's something I wanted so bad. But it was not in my own might, in my own will. It was when I sat back and I truly rest in God to find out, you know what? Let me trust God. Let me trust what he's trying to do for me. That's when it happened for me, when I rest in him and I relaxed. And it was just like, it was so easy. I'm like, all this work.
All this work.
All this working so hard.
Yeah.
But here it is. It just seemed like it landed in my lap.
Wow.
It was just all like, signed the papers, met with the lady, did it. Everything just fell in place as it should.
Wow.
So now that was the getting it.
Yeah.
And then, in our church, well, in my mom's church, they were saying, you know, we have this small business thing we're going to start, and it's called Minding My Own Business. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go, you know, because I wanted to network and everything. And then they would meet at church, and then she said, y'all praying? Put God first. God ain't been in your business and this. I'm thinking, girl, what are you talking about? I pray for me, but I'm not praying for my business. I need to be in my business, you know? Like, I posted just personal things. That wasn't true. And when I did, and that was that first part, and I still wasn't like, you know, it just woke me up. You really need to, you know, put God in. I said, oh, okay, I pray before I go now. And that wasn't it. You know, I still started trudging on my own, bouncing a little bit here, bouncing there. Then it was a time that nobody probably knows. I actually quit my job, quit my own personal business, and I went to work. I went and jumped on somebody's job. And I was there, and I was making good money, big time money, all this and that other. I was neglecting the salon. Oh, come here after 5 o'clock, work here till like 10 o'clock. You know, I had clients calling, okay, I can get you on Saturday. So now I'm working a full-time job in my nursing field, and then coming part-time here to the salon, and then working myself to closing. So it was like I'm on that job, leaving 5 o'clock in the morning time, and I get home to 10 o'clock from one job to the next job here. Just really, really, really dragging myself. And so finally it came when my mom got sick, and I had to quit that job. And I said, Lord, you're gonna have to help me. God been doing the whole time anyway. What you talking? And I really fell back. Or I feel like I fell off. But what fell off was I quit what God had given me, and I started something on my own. And then I'm coming back to God and saying, God, you have to sustain me. You have to help me because I'm not making that kind of money. And the whole time when I was even working here, when I didn't have no clients, and when I had clients but neglected my clients, God was sustaining me that whole time. That whole year and a half, God was sustaining me, and I still didn't get it. I didn't get it. And finally, when I really had to, sure enough, just really stop working everywhere else and just had to rely on God, that's when it woke up in me. I have to really trust God. God, with everything I have to trust you. And then my prayer was, God, you bring me the customers. You bring me the clients. God, I thank you for this. Well, God, I thank you for the next thing. And then it seemed like I had a renewal. Something said, just take out everything. Take everything out. Start anew. And it's like, I need to do a new thing. God needed to do a new thing. And he was doing a new thing with me. He was building me up from the inside. He was seeing what I was built up. He was changing me. He was like, okay, you're doing this, but you're not doing the way I want you to do it. And as I waited or as I trust him, as I grew, because I had to grow. And I had to learn, and I had to trust. And there were times I kept bouncing back and coming back until I had to plant myself. I had to get planted and to really trust him with it. There are times when I was like, oh, I don't know if I need to get this, need to get that, and the business needed it. But I was like, my life needed it more. And when I got to actually here recently, more total reliance on the Lord and trusting him and really just leaning in on the Lord for whatever it is,
Yeah.
I kid you not, the business was doing the up and down, but it was more me with up and down.
Right.
God had it for me the whole time.
Yeah.
It's been here for the whole time for me.
Wow.
You know, and I thank God for like clients like you say, you've been with me for just about a year.
Yeah,
That's really been sticking in there with me with my foolishness. I have foolishness. Now that I trust God, I'm more or less like, you know, Lord, like I say, you send me the clients, or you tell me what to do. And
Yeah.
I say, sometimes I talk to, it's not like I'm talking to myself, but to the Lord. Tell me which way you want me to go.
Yeah.
What you want me to do today, God? What are we going to do, God? What's the great thing you're doing for me? I know you got something in store.
Yeah.
It's going to happen today. You know, so I use that now. So now is, I walked away from I walked back, stepped back from my faith. But God never left me. He always stayed with me. He always guided me. He always held my hands like, Patrice, I'm here.
Right.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Whenever you can snap out and wake up, I'm here.
I'm right here.
And, yes. And it's the best thing for me, because now it's like I'm more relaxed. I'm not worried about it. I don't worry about the rent. I don't worry about the products. I don't worry about anything else. I don't worry about the clients coming in. I don't worry about them coming, going. I don't worry about the different cosmetologists, the different ones coming and going, because that's all in his hands.
Right.
And I'm good. And I feel so good. And I feel assured. I feel so assured of him. It's like I'm amazed. I'm happy each day when they come. Somebody come, well, hello, welcome. Come on in. Let's do this. Where you been? Where I've been. Here we go. We're here. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So my faith is the foundation of who I am or what this is.
Right.
That I might as well shut my doors.
Yeah.
I might as well shut my doors. And I will shut my doors if that's the case. If I don't stand on the Lord and him supplying everything I need, I'm nothing without him.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel, and that's where I carry myself, and that's what it is. It's everything.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, like, I think like hearing your story, you know, and just like, man, you could have done whatever, you know, or you could have run yourself ragged. You know, like you could have run yourself ragged, and everyone would have seen that as a success. And I think that's like the thing, like in today's society, is like, oh, but you did the thing, like, you know, you had, you know, all the money and you had all the things, like, but scripture also says, you know, what good is it to gain the world and lose your soul?
Talk,
like,
my brother.
If you go and do all these things and you forfeit the very thing that God wants you to have, then what's the point? It's so easy to just go do that, right? Like, because you know, everyone's like, oh, well, money's coming in. Man, money ain't gonna hold you at night.
No,
you know, like money is not gonna tell you that it loves you. Like it might sound like it will, you know, but like your family, right? Your friends, you know, the people that want your presence. And Patrice has a beautiful family. Her sons have come in and out, and they're also just kind of hearing them like talk about like their dreams and their aspirations, you know. And so I know for you, family is like super important, and like even you talk about your boys like in your story, and like you know, like I know that like that is huge, and so like I mean, that's a really big thing, right? To look at and go, what really matters, and saying like, man, my family matters, you know, like this business is important, but God did not give me this business so that I could neglect everything else that He's given me, and I think that's huge, man. If like for me, that's like the thing to remember, that like, because as Patrice said, I'll be in and out this bad boy, like I'll be running up and down I-16 to go, you know, I'm preaching at this church, or I got, you know, this event for my students, we got this retreat, you know, and me and my wife have been in like thousands of weddings, feels like, and like if we don't sit down and go, wait a minute, like I gotta look at you, you know, like, you know, even if it's, hey, I'm about to make spaghetti tonight, you know, like that's which I did do last night, not even gonna lie, I'm thinking about that spaghetti right now.
See, that me too. That's just said spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that spaghetti right now. But like, you know, like, man, like, gosh, that's the stuff that matters. Like,
it does. That's
like,
right.
As long as, you know, and I have to remind myself that, like, I get so fixated on like, oh my gosh, I need to do more because I need a second source of income, because I need to, you know, make sure that when we're ready to have kids that I got money saved away, because right now they ain't got none saved away. But like, you know,
oh my God,
like it does, like I could go get a whole nother job. Like I could go back to coaching if I really wanted to, like make money. Like I could go back and coach cheer.
Uh-huh.
But like, what good is it for me to go do all those different things and like I don't like sit and look at my wife? You know, I don't call my best friends. You know, I don't call my mom. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you too. But like, you know, if I don't take time to like do all those things, like I'll look up in a couple of years and go, who am I?
Right.
And I think like that's something I don't want for myself. So hearing you say that, and you have the who am I like thing, and I think that question is relevant like at all times.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, I'm asking myself that as I'm being reminded that next year I'm going to be 30, right? Where it's not that
young man.
Yeah, I know. I know. Like, it's not that old, but it's like, oh my God, I'm supposed to have it together now. But it's like, really? Are you? You know, like.
And to me, y'all, he has it together. He has it together. Ever is my baby. I shouldn't say it like that. That's all crazy.
Yeah, I was telling Kat that you give me like auntie like vibe. Like I feel like I'm coming to like hang out with my aunt every time I come get my hair done.
Yes, there are so many times he come in and I need him. Like he says, it's the presence, and you're right. And I can lay it on him, and he comes back with the word and tell me, and I'm so encouraged. And there are times like, what are you and Kat? What have y'all been up to? He's like, I've been up and down the road. Oh my God, I feel my heart just got together. Kat, girl, I love you. And she's such a sweet spirit. And you know, and I do feel that, and I just love Albert. And I want to go back. I want, if you don't mind, I want to reach back to Kat. Oh my goodness, she's the sweetest. Now she really feels like my little, but I don't know my little sister. I'll say my little sister. And how I met. This is how we came to.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm thinking. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, it was the funniest thing. And I have a Latina out there, and I do the facials. Y'all need to come get that skin. Yes. And this pretty little white girl walking. I'm like, okay, is she gonna come? She's like, yeah. She looked at me like I was like nothing. Like, or as it was of no judgment. Yeah, she's filling out the form. Yes, I want this and all that stuff. I was like, okay. Then I called on phone. So I would like for you to come out one night. Come out one night, and I want to do this facial with you.
Right.
It's like, sure. The young lady showed, and she was like, yeah. And I had to confirm. It was like, yeah. I was like, well, I believe her. And I have a director. And she's like, yeah, make sure that they come there. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna help my people.
Right.
That's their thing, make sure it is. And so she's like, yeah. And so I was prepared. And then she came and she walked in with her husband. I'm like, husband? I'm like, wait, this ain't
who's this dark chocolate man walking in with this little Rice Krispie?
I fully expected a white man or just her friends. But she came. And I was just, honestly, I was honored.
Yeah.
I was really honored that she thought enough to hold up what she said she's going to do to come.
Yeah.
And I instantly fell in love with her. I did. And like he was saying earlier, he's like, I'm just, I'm going to read them. So
I had my book. Like, I didn't have video games. I didn't have headphones to watch YouTube. I had a book.
He had a book. She's like, he's just going to read his book. He's just going to she introduced us. And I was like, okay. And then they kept talking. Y'all, and it seemed like, wow, this beautiful young couple.
Yeah.
And they're young. And I was like, and the thing they're doing, and we just talked, and I learned more and more about them. I just fell head over heels in love. I did. And I was like, no, you coming too. We're going to do a couple facial.
Yeah. She was like, come on, get over here.
Yes. And I loved it. And they're just the sweetest.
Yeah.
Kat is the sweetest.
She is.
Man, I don't know if y'all met her or not.
Yeah.
Man, you'll just fall in love. Kat, you're my girl.
Yeah.
And I invite her. Y'all, let me tell you what I did. I invite her to be on my float with me for
my gosh, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about like she's on the float and like we go dress shopping.
Yes.
Like, and I'm with her. She's like, babe, does this dress look good? I'm like,
she is stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning. The girl is gorgeous, gorgeously stunning. And you see, handsome husband. I mean, y'all, you can't help but to love them. And I love them. And I know I'm going on about them, but I say it because I really it's something about their presence that was here. And I met his wife, and from his wife, I got, I have a client, I had a customer that turned to a client, and just, I mean, inspire me every time he comes. And I always says, what is Kat doing? And he wasn't joking. It's like, Kat's like, you wouldn't see Patrice. And I was like, oh my God, I got to make sure his hair is perfect, because Kat is going to inspect it. It got to be top tier. So I just love it. It's this thing we have. So
that's so awesome.
So yes, and she's awesome. So I love her and I love him, and it's just this relationship that I have with them, and I appreciate Kat, because she took me as who I was. She didn't judge me at all. She didn't care. She was like, it don't matter, Patrice, okay, I'll be there. And she was just gorgeous. She did it. She waited, and I just loved her. She was patient with me, y'all, because I wasn't the most patient person. I was running behind and this, and I was like, oh my gosh.
If y'all don't know, Kat is also impatient. I love you, but you are all like, but she was so sweet. She is one of the sweetest humans on this planet.
Yeah, so like, I'm just humbled by them and coming into my life, and that's part of the thing. Like when y'all to come, it's just that God landed you guys in my life, and I love that, and it's been awesome. It has been awesome. It seemed like right time I get to the point where I was like, oh, my germ like coming down, and I would go, hi Patrice, I hope your week or your day is something is well. I'm like, now that's awesome to start with. Anyway, it's like, I would like my hair done. I'm like, absolutely. What? Without question, why you were just at the door for me to walk in? Yes, you got this. So yes, it's awesome. These are my babies, y'all. So better not miss with Kat. Never. Yes. But absolutely. Yes, I love you guys. So, but yeah, you were saying the presence. The presence. It does. And it's a compliment for you to say that to our presence. And you give to me as much as I feel, as you say, I give to you. It's a good yin yang thing going on.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely like, you know, give and take, like very, very mutual. Like, yes, I'm coming to get my hair done, but like also like, you know, I'm coming to relax too. But then like also like, yes, like you're getting this client coming in, but also like we'll have like all these really deep conversations all the time.
Absolutely.
There have been multiple times I'm like, man, why is my camera not set up right now? Like I'm like sitting here going like, why are we not like sitting here talking about this? Like I could be sitting here like, oh by the way, but like. I think that's really awesome. So I guess like to kind of like start rounding us out, do you have any questions for me?
You know what, Albert, I used to, but in our multiple conversations, you have solved so many things. You have solved me. And y'all, I get deep with Albert. I ask him about black and white couples. How do you feel? How does she feel? And different things. And I just feel so relaxed with him and with her. And just to add to it, my brother, he is married to a white lady, and my sister-in-law, she's married to a white guy, so it's like interracial kids, so it's not foreign to me at all, because it's in my family. But just to have someone I can really let my hair down and talk to, I thank you for that, because I asked you that. Now, my thing is this, Albert, how do you get to be a pastor and be so down to earth, and so just, you don't make me feel, I don't feel judged anything with you. So how do you do that? You make me feel really good, honestly.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm about to say a very profound statement that I've practiced a lot. In order to be a shepherd, you got to smell like the sheep.
Sometimes we stinky.
No. Like, you know how God says they know me by my, like we know him because of his voice, right? Which means we have to spend time with him, right? So the same thing for like me, like with people, like people have to know that I am who I say I am, because I'm around folks that like, that are just like, I'm around you enough, like that, like going back to that presence, you know, like I'm around people enough that I talk like the people that I'm around, you know. I'm not like this holier than thou, you know. I'm no perfect Christian, which I've said on other podcasts. If you find a perfect Christian, run, or if someone says like they're a perfect Christian, show me how, because I'm trying to figure that out. You know, but it's like the thing of like, in order for me to be a shepherd to like my people, like in order to love people well, I have to spend time with them for them to know that like they can trust me, and like that I'm somebody that will ultimately bring value, that is an asset instead of a liability that's going to bring negativity, you know?
Yes.
And so like being that type of person that, you know, like can just, I want to be a person that is the thermostat, not the thermometer, you know? So like if the tension is hot, I want to walk in and turn it down a couple of notches, you know? If it's a little too cold, I need to be to turn it up a little bit, you know? Like I need to be able to go at any place and set the mood. That's you know, my thing of like, I need to be able to, I can change the culture in which I am all the time because I'm around people to know what they need, you know. So I'm not going in here saying you need this, but rather going, hey, it feels like we might need this, you know.
Like that.
So like that's probably why. Maybe.
You know, and I always say this to you, say you're so young, and for you to be so knowledgeable, you know, it impresses me. But more than that, to knowledge and stuff, is that I really do enjoy the aura of the person that you are. Because, like you said earlier, sons were in here, and I had a white clientele here, and I had a young black lady here, and so I have mixed clientele. So thank God, multicultural. Thank you. Yes. And you just meshed with everybody. You really did. And I was like, I know, honestly, well, I'm just put out, I know that I can because I feel like it's a gift that God has given me that I don't meet strangers. And, you know, and I tend to be able to, I guess, mesh with anybody, culture, anything, you know, because I'm going to love you. My first thing is I'm a great person. I'm a lover. God blessed me a great heart to love and to support. I always downplay that. And I'm like, God, you know, what is my real purpose? You know, what am I really supposed to be doing? But I do know those two things are the greatest things that He's given me, the ability to love, which also plays a hand in the ability to forgive and to the ability to be there for you, to support people. So what I'm saying to you is that I see that in you and being so young. Is that part of your pastoring, or is that a gift that God has given you to be that person that can just really you just went to my salon and I'm like, okay, you're taking over my salon now, aren't you? You know, you just really, you were just respectful, not just respectful, but you were able to, like I feel like if the president was here, you were talk with him. If we had somebody, if it was a drunk off the street to come in here, whatever, which I do welcome everybody. Presidents, drunks, alcoholics, it don't matter to me. You come in here, you're going to get some love. And that's free from me. But you did that. What is that? Is that your gifting or what? No, let me put a name to Salon.
No.
What you got going on? Man.
I think it's multifaceted. Like, I think, you know, like my upbringing. So like I grew up with my grandma for like the first, you know, few years of life, and mom kind of picked it up from there. But just like, you know, being nurtured in, like, you know, you need to be able to recognize that like this person in front of you is a person. Years later, you know, like through seminary, like in my like education, it's like every person has like sacred worth, right? Of understanding like, man, this person is like deeply loved by God. And so like, I'm going to love you like because you're deeply loved by God.
See, also, I love it. Now he give me this one. I love
Yes, he does. This is, I have no time to be fake because
that's right.
Like, we have no time to be fake.
Right. Be you. That's right. And you know, Albert, you know, and I hate that. That's what I get from him. It's like you said, we get into deep conversations and stuff, and this is going on a year, and not one of them seem like it's been the same, and not one of them seem like we're getting tired, and none of that. Because I guess, like you said, because you have this great rooting or great foundation about you, and the person that you are, and it's awesome. It is awesome.
I appreciate that.
Kid you not. I'm honored.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sitting down and sitting here talking with me. We do this all the time, but this time we just put a camera with it.
Put a camera on it, yes.
But well, I know they can look you up at Salon Ambiance
Ambiance
Spa.
Spa,
They can
yes.
email you and
Email.
give you a phone call and
Yep.
all this right here.
Yeah.
Give her a shout because like
Yes.
she's gonna do a good job. Because
I will.
case in point,
Yes.
but also like she's gonna sit there and be very real with you, right? She's
Absolutely.
gonna tend to your soul.
Yes,
That
that's
soul work is good.
Yeah,
good.
that's it. Yeah. This is my legacy.
Yeah.
This is my. I want to build a legacy.
Yeah.
And so this is it. And thank you for putting it on the map for me, putting it into words.
Yeah.
Trying to take the time for me to put it in words to do that because this is important. It's like I want to represent my father who has gone on to glory. I want to represent my mom that did not. That was what y'all would call a kitchen cosmetologist. But this is for my parents. This is for my grandparents, great grandparents, the
Wow.
ones that weren't put on the map, and the ones that didn't get their degrees and different things like that. Well, this is what this is. This is what this is. I want to embody that here. I want to show you, okay, it's not just Patrice. I'm the sum total of all the people that are in my life, the teachers in high school, the ones that taught me to speak and to carry myself. My mom that just did not play, you know, and my dad, he didn't play either. He was a man of the streets, but he would not allow us to be that. You know, this is for them. This is for my family. This is our legacy.
Yeah.
I want to do that. And if it has to come up through me, then so be it.
Right.
And I thank God I'm humbled that I can put it on display to even say that and to put it here, and that you actually took the time to see that it's worthy enough for me to even be on your podcast like
Yeah.
that. I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
I really do. And
I
so
appreciate it. Seriously. Yeah. Well, that being said, thank you for your time once again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Be good, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease.
That's funny. Thank you.